All right, so Jacoby and George Sedano hanging out with me. I got issue with Jalen. I'm gonna stall him out right now.
I love that's what
you have a that's your entire.
That's my whole thing.
I have issues with Jalen.
You know, here's that show, Jalen versus everybody.
Yeah, Tuesday night.
Tuesday night. He gonna have to verse me first. So let's talk about him talking about how great KD is. No surprise. Is this not the same KD who's playing in last year's conference finals with Russell Westbrook? What's so different about him now?
It's easy to look great when you are surrounded by great players. You've got Steph Curry, and now you've got Klay Thompson going 8 for 12. And oh, by the way, the best defensive player in the league. It is different being on the Warriors than it is on the Thunder.
Okay, so what do you have to say about that?
I would just say that, look, he was an MVP candidate in Oklahoma City. He hasn't changed. Maybe his game has evolved just by experience. But, yeah, look, they tried specifically to not let him get the ball in the first half of that game. And it didn't matter because he has Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and Draymond Green.
Yeah, so what I want to understand is, why is he so great now? I thought he was always great.
He's always great.
He was always great.
Yes.
What is this? Oh, you can't stop him. Yeah, you can't stop him because he has 4 teammates that are amazing as well.
As much as I hate to agree with Jalen Rose, what we have seen in Game 1 and Game 2 are scoring explosions that don't feel like explosions. They're easy 30 points, and he's doing it facing LeBron James.
LeBron doesn't have any help. LeBron's out there playing the Harlem Globetrotters. So what are you talking about?
Whoa, now we're doing that LeBron doesn't have help? He handpicked his team.
Yeah, but you know they're not showing up. Are they showing up for him? If those guys actually showed up for him, would we be having the same conversation?
Played bad in the first game. Played all right yesterday, but Kyrie didn't.
Is that going to get you a
Kyrie didn't play well at all yesterday, but these are the guys he picked.
Of course, yes. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the fact that they're not showing up like LeBron consistently can show up. Is that accurate?
Let's talk about some of this.
That's accurate, yes.
Darren Williams, 0 for 5. Shumpert, 1 for 6. Channing Frye, lost. Tristan Thompson, 4 rebounds. J.R. Smith, where has he been? I think he should play Game 3 shirtless, just so we can recognize that he's on the floor, because he has not been there. These guys are not there. And as George pointed out, LeBron forced the Cavs to sign big contracts to Smith and Thompson. He spent the offseason campaigning for these guys. They just happened to be repped by his agent. But, he did handpick these guys, and they're not showing up.
JR has more fouls than points in this series. That's all you need to know. But, yeah, look, I think LeBron's tired. He's gassed out there. I think it's pretty obvious. In the second half, you've seen it. He doesn't have what he had in the first half of that game yesterday.
All right, so let's go back to picks. I'm going to start with you, Jacoby, because I said Cavs in 7. You said Cavs in 6. How's that looking?
Oh, I'm sticking with Cavs in 6.
Okay, my bad.
You got to stay loyal to the soil. You know what I mean? You can't switch up halfway through. There's no flipping and flopping here. Cavs in 6. They're definitely going to sweep the rest of the series.
Wow.
And you're all going to run this tape. You're going to have me back on the show and run this tape.
Wow.
Oh, Jacoby was right. By the way, I would never, ever bet on that.
Jacoby said Cavs are about to sweep. Cool, got it. High five. I like it. I like what you're saying.
Stick to your pick. Stick to your pick.
Warriors in 5 was George's prediction. A little more feasible.
I did. I even came on here with you and said it in Spanish. Warriors in 5.
Cinco.
Okay,
right,
so I feel good about it.
Yeah. I bet you do.
I do. I feel good right now. And I know people can say, oh, but last year. But to Jacoby's point, this isn't last year, okay?
Not at all.
Look at those teammates we all just talked about. It's a completely different story. There's not going to be a punch in the junk to anybody, and they're at least not that we expect. And we got 2 healthy knees with Steph Curry.
Okay, I want to talk about the different storylines, because going into the series, one of the storylines was what's going to happen when KD and LeBron face each other. I don't necessarily know that we factored in the outside, what would happen with the teammates as an example or for instance. So tell me how you feel about that matchup or lack thereof between the two.
There's so much focus on LeBron James with this team, and when you watch the game, it's like, oh, LeBron James, what does LeBron need to change? Or does LeBron get tired? LeBron this and that. It's like, there are a lot of other players on this team that are not performing well. Kevin Love didn't play that well in Game 1. Kyrie Irving, low-key, didn't play that great in Game 2 either. I think it was 8 for 23 from the floor. This is so much focus on LeBron. I feel like LeBron has brought it, and one thing we saw in Game 2, a little bit of that bad body language from LeBron. You can see him getting a little frustrated. He started punching the ball at the backboard after wins. He started slumping his shoulders. That's something that you got to look at from LeBron there.
BLU, Body Language University, is a graduate.
You went there?
Yes.
And what did you?
Cum laude.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that means, to be honest.
This is, by the way, a replay. LeBron has been through this. 2014, he saw that. He had his 2 sidekicks weren't playing up to snuff in that series. His role players got old real quick, and that's what's happening here right now.
Okay, so now we already know that we are going to already say the series is over?
Over.
No.
Yes. He's got to be stubborn and stick to his point.
Here's what's going to happen. Role players play better at home. There's no way that these role players could possibly play worse for the Cleveland Cavaliers. They will take Game 3. We'll be back in these chairs, and we'll say, now we have a series. Do I really in my heart think the Cleveland Cavaliers will win this series? No, but it will become more competitive. It can't be less competitive than the first.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, so then something came across the wires, and my producer just did you hear
We
about
still have
it?
wires?
What's this, breaking
We have
news?
wires?
What's happening? Breaking news here? Like Sports Center. What's happening?
Hot takes we're asking for, folks. Okay, so they're basically saying that the Warriors currently constructed, this team that we're seeing, would hypothetically,
Oh, I saw that.
hypothetically beat 95-96 Chicago Bulls team. With MJ, would you or would you not agree?
It's silly. I know we're gonna do this, but
We're
is
gonna
silly.
do it, 'cause what else to talk about?
This is a phone call that they called up and they call a bookmaker, and the bookmaker's on the other line of the phone. He's probably hungover. He's like, yeah, sure, whatever. I'd put him at this line. Like, there is not much to this. It is a hypothetical. Bill and Ted's phone booth doesn't exist. We cannot pack the entire Warriors in
You
this
don't
and
know
travel
that.
back in time.
You don't know
like, this
that.
does not exist. This is kind of silly. But that being said, I feel that the players, the game, the rules evolve.
Sure.
So yes, and I would say not just the Warriors, other current teams would beat that team because they shoot three-point shots.
Okay, not just the Warriors, other teams.
Yes.
That's fire. That's a fire take.
3 is more than 2. And the reality is the recipe to beat the Warriors, to me, is you need to have penetrating guards or wing players, which these teams would have, right?
Yeah.
The Bulls would have. But you also need a big man that can deter people at the rim and also get you easy buckets, which the Bulls don't have.
Okay.
So I feel like that's the only way to give yourself a chance against the Warriors.
Mm-hmm.
My producer's trying to tell me something and he couldn't get it out. So I want to ask you this in the meantime, in between time, as I'm
Shout out to
throwing.
the producer.
I know, right? Shout out
Working
to David.
hard.
Hey, David Rose. I feel like everyone says that, but would you really bet against Michael Jordan?
Yes.
Yes.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Oh, no doubt.
Michael Jordan's never beaten a team as good as last year's Warriors team.
Can I say one thing? We're all celebrating the switch hands in the air layup. He didn't need to switch hands.
Oh, it was so
Like, he didn't need to
unnecessary.
switch hands. Like, he's going up with his right hand. Like,
Yeah.
he could have just finished with his right hand.
Showing off.
He's like, oh, no, let me switch it up and
Hashtag
do this.
humble brag.
Okay,
Yeah.
hashtag humble brag. So they get 2 games. Cavs get 2 games at home.
They get game 3.
They get game 3.
They get game 3.
You're saying they're not going to get 2 at home, Jacoby? You have them in 6.
Game 3 and game 6.
A series doesn't start. A series doesn't start till somebody wins on the road. Pat Riley, quote, end quote. And the Warriors are going to win game 4, and then it's going to be a wrap in 5.
Wow. You agree?
No, Cavs in 6.
Yeah, come on.
4 in a
Move
row for the
over.
Cavs.
Move
No
over.
problem.
Move
You got to stick
over.
to your pick,
Move
Carrie.
over.
When you're
Move
in this
over.
game, you got to stick to your pick.
Wow. So they get game 3. They don't get game 4. It ends in Oakland for game 5.
Yeah,
You said that. I didn't say that.
No, that's
You
what
want to
he
fly
said.
up?
But here's the thing. We got to get Rihanna courtside in game 3
No,
and
stop
game
it.
4.
Stop it.
That's what Cavs were
Stop
missing
it.
in game 2. It was Rihanna.
Really?
Yes.
They needed
need
her?
Rihanna there.
So what happened when she's there? Because they lost anyway. So what happened?
She didn't have a great game.
She at least made it interesting, though.
She did.
Yeah, she did.
You see that meme where she's part of the starting lineup?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, is she?
We need that.
She might do better than some of the guys that are playing right now.
Okay. I'm hearing something about a rap. They're like,
We started talking about Rihanna. They're like, get him out of
Get out of here, you kids. Jacoby, Jalen, thank you so much. Not Jalen.
George.
Jacoby
I'm George.
and George.
Yes.
Thank you for hanging out. I'm
You
still
got it.
mad at Jalen.